These are my audience members. These are my note cards. We're going to talk about the history of tobacco use. Um, the Indian myth has it that in ancient times, when the land was barren and the people were starving, the Great Spirit went forth to save humanity. As she traveled over the world, everywhere her right hand touched, there grew potatoes. Everywhere her left hand touched, there grew corn. Her left hand, she grew corn with her left, she grew potatoes with her right. When the soil was rich and fertile, she sat down and rested. When she arose, there grew tobacco. Christopher Columbus brought a few tobacco leaves and seeds back with him to Europe, but most Europeans didn't get a taste of the tobacco until the mid-16th century. Tobacco was introduced to France in 1556, Portugal in 1558, Spain in 1559, and Europe in 1565. First, I would like to give some knowledge of where the thought of using tobacco came from: smoking and smokeless. Next, what the initial uses were, and finally how far tobacco has come from that. Now I will begin to explain the use of tobacco. The use of tobacco dates way back. Although there isn't a set date on when tobacco first came along, it is believed to have been growing in the Americas around 6000 BC. As early as 1 BC, American Indians began to use tobacco in many different ways, like religion, medicinal uses. Tobacco was believed to be a cure-all kind of thing. It was used to dress wounds, even as a painkiller. Chewing tobacco is also believed to relieve the pain of a toothache. Gene Barrow, 2001, stated that the tobacco plant has been around before the Americans, and to be some kind of cure-all drug is what it is thought to be used as, but today we don't think of that. Furthermore, the origin of the plant was interesting. Now we'll take a quick look at the use of tobacco. The initial use of tobacco isn't the same now as it was then. In 1492, Columbus found Native Americans growing and using tobacco, sometimes for pleasurable effects, but sometimes also to treat various illnesses. In the same year, two members of Columbus's crew observed that the Cubans were carrying a torch that contained burning tobacco. The purpose of this was to disinfect and help ward off disease and fatigue. That was quoted by Dixon S.A. in 1954. Snuffing tobacco caused loss of consciousness. Columbus observed this, and it is tempting to speculate that this property was used as an anesthetic for operations. While mixing tobacco with what is known now as lime and chalk, seems they thought that it was toothpaste for the Native American population to whiten their teeth. Brooks J.E., 1937, is a good quote. As it seems, the Native Americans used tobacco, smoking and smokeless, as a special remedy to help better themselves, when in fact it doesn't. In addition, we have reviewed the thought of where tobacco came from and the initial uses. Now let's see what's next. How far has tobacco truly come from the Native Americans using it as herbal remedies? Well, even in the 20th century, the therapeutic in tobacco did not completely lapse. In 1924, a salve made of burned tobacco leaves mixed with lanolin was said to be desiccant antiseptic for ringworm, athlete's foot, ulcers, and wounds. The combined profits of the 6 leading companies was $35.1 billion for tobacco. That's equal to the combined profits of Coca-Cola, Microsoft, McDonald's in the same year. Cigarette smoking is responsible for more than 480,000 deaths per year. in the United States, including close to 42,000 deaths from secondhand smoke. That's about 1,300 deaths every day from tobacco. Tobacco use has rose throughout the years of existence from 6000 BC to 2016. Moreover, its disinfectant properties continue to generate debate. We have seen how in the New World discovered by Columbus, tobacco smoke was used to ward off disease. In the 16th century, doctors applied the leaves for a tobacco ointment to pulsate to the infected wound. To present now, this is just recreational use. So the next time you think about having an occasional cigarette or dip, think back where it first came from and what it has transpired to. Finally, if you're curious or you are wanting to know the history of something, locate your nearest tobacco company and set up a tour. This is my audience again.